And now, please stand, keeping the aisles clear, and welcome the Jacob School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences graduate and undergraduate and Roswell Park graduate divisions graduating class of 2019.
Thank you. Please be seated. Provost Zukowski, Dean Kane, and distinguished guests. The candidates for degrees, the faculty, staff, families, and friends of the candidates are assembled. I therefore declare this commencement of the University at Buffalo, Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences, and Roswell Park Graduate Division to be open.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm Dr. Michael Kane, and I have the pleasure of serving as Vice President for Health Sciences and Dean of the Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. So I'd like to also welcome you to the 2019 commencement of our Biomedical Sciences programs. We're going to begin by singing the national anthem, and so to do that, I'd like to introduce the Royal Pitches, UB's all-female a cappella group who will lead us in singing the Star-Spangled Banner. And for those of you in the audience who are able, ask you to please stand, and gentlemen, to please remove your caps for our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Again, welcome to this very special day for all of us. Our graduates in front of us will soon receive their well-earned degrees. Parents, spouses, family members, and friends appropriately exude great pride and joy for their accomplishments. To the class of 2019, my heartfelt congratulations. We are very proud of you, and as a result, we look forward and expect you to contribute and to have leadership roles in both national and international biomedical research. I also want to recognize and thank the tireless efforts of our faculty and our staff for preparing this outstanding class for their biomedical careers in biomedical sciences. So please join me in thanking our faculty and staff. It's next my pleasure to introduce the Provost at the University at Buffalo, Dr. Charles Zukowski.
Good morning. What a fabulous day. I am thrilled to be here today with you, our graduates, your family, friends, and the university community to celebrate your exceptional achievements to date and to eagerly anticipate all that you will accomplish in the future. Note that with that statement go expectations that you will use the knowledge that you have gained to advance our society. As one of the nation's leading public research universities, UB has a mission of creating new knowledge and communicating this knowledge to students. We take seriously our responsibility to improve the human condition through our scholarship, clinical care, and our community engagement. Graduates, you are graduating with a degree that certifies that UB believes you are prepared to be professionals, leaders, researchers, and engaged citizens. At UB, you have been partners in the process of seeking and using knowledge to build a better world. You have learned from the most respected thought leaders, scientists, teachers, and practitioners who have designed your degree programs to prepare you for future success. You have developed broad and deep domain knowledge in biomedical sciences and put this knowledge into practice through internships, scientific collaborations, laboratory rotations, and study abroad opportunities. You have taken advantage of our Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences cutting-edge research facilities by participating in faculty-led and individual research opportunities in basic, clinical, and translational sciences. This research has helped us better understand how our bodies function and how to treat diseases. You have worked hard. You have gained exposure to ideas, scientific concepts, and technologies, and had meaningful interactions with your peers and your professors. These are the experiences that shape your unique perspective in the way of approaching the world. Through this distinctive combination of classroom, applied learning, research, and collaborations, you have developed the creativity, the innovation, the empathy, and the leadership skills needed to succeed as professionals, scientists, teachers, and thought leaders in biomedical sciences. You are graduating in an era of excitement, and uncertainty, characterized by fast-paced technological changes that many of you are developing, an ever-changing political and social dynamic, and a strong and evolving knowledge-based economy which redefines professional roles and leads to unforeseeable opportunities. We are seeing accelerating scientific discovery translating into technologies and medical treatments and the need for new models for delivering healthcare. You will be at the forefront of this, and your time at UB has well prepared you to be leaders in this process. Graduates, your education has prepared you to be flexible and responsive to shifting trends and needs, meet challenges head-on, be lifelong learners, and to take advantage of opportunities. These are the attributes that will assure your success in the future, no matter what it may bring. Each of you has the capacity to change the world, and I urge you to take what you have learned here at UB and apply it to the betterment of society. My sincere and heartfelt congratulations to our 2019 University at Buffalo Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences graduates. We are so proud of you and all that you have accomplished. Congratulations.
Thank you, Provost Zukowski. It is my great pleasure to introduce today's honored speaker, Dr. Kenneth Fischbeck. Dr. Fischbeck received his bachelor's and master's degree from Harvard and his medical degree from Johns Hopkins University. He completed a medical internship at Case Western Reserve, his neurology residency at the University of California at San Francisco, and his research fellowship at the University of Pennsylvania, where he quickly rose through the ranks from assistant to associate and full professor. In 1998, he became the chief of the neurogenetics branch of the National Institutes of Neurological Disorders and Stroke at the National Institutes of Health. In a career spanning more than 35 years, he has published over 271 manuscripts and reviews and has received numerous prestigious awards, including election to the National Academy of Medicine, the NIH Outstanding Mentor Award, the NIH Distinguished Investigator Award, and the NIH Directors Award. His research has made many significant contributions to the identification of genetic causes of neurological diseases, and his seminal studies have provided critical insight into the development of novel therapeutic strategies. Please help me give a warm Buffalo welcome to Dr. Kenneth Fischbeck.
Thank you. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be here to speak to you today, to celebrate with those of you who are graduating with your friends and family how far you have come and the wonderful opportunities you have ahead. This is indeed a great day and a fine accomplishment for you, a gateway to your future career and the rest of your life. You have before you jobs in academia, industry, and perhaps government with the overall goal of reducing the burden of disease. There's much good work to be done, and if this is what you want to do, you will have no problem finding meaningful, rewarding jobs. You don't have to compromise your goals and aspirations. You may help to reduce the disease burden through direct or indirect involvement in patient care, but you also have the opportunity to do research that will increase the understanding of disease and to use that understanding to develop treatment that is safe, effective, and affordable for patients everywhere in the world. We are counting on you to carry this forward. This is a great undertaking where every accomplishment, no matter how small, brings us closer to the goal. Years ago, I started out as a student, like many of you, with an interest in biology, particularly neurobiology, and the idea that studies of biology could be used to help patients with neurological disease. I took inspiration from a quote from the great clinician William Osler that was engraved on the wall by the cafeteria where I ate in Philadelphia. To wrest from nature the secrets which have perplexed philosophers in all ages, to track to their sources the causes of disease, to correlate the vast stores of knowledge that they may be quickly available for the prevention and cure of disease. These are our ambitions. We have now been able to use the tools of genetics to identify the causes of over 6,200 hereditary diseases. And with the causes known, we can study the disease mechanisms and find targets for therapeutic intervention. I would like to tell you a short story about a disease called spinal muscular atrophy. This is a hereditary motor neuron disease, like ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, but it usually comes on in infancy or early childhood, and it is severe. The affected babies are very weak, with difficulty eating and breathing, and they often die within 2 years. I remember the first patient I saw with this disease who died of pneumonia despite everything we could do when I was an intern in an intensive care unit in Cleveland. 23 years ago, a group in Paris identified the genetic cause of spinal muscular atrophy, mutations that cause loss of what they called the survival motor neuron gene. Since then, researchers at the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda and elsewhere around the world have sought ways to restore the deficient protein in cell culture and animal models. Finally, investigators at Cold Spring Harbor, New York, working with a biotech company in California, found a way to do this with a drug that corrects the problem at the messenger RNA level. I should say that I've served as an unpaid consultant for this biotech company, Ionis, and I plan a sabbatical with them later this year. From my experience, it helps for each of us, representatives of government, academia, and industry, to be involved in this process. The Ionis drug, called nusinersen, was further developed by another company, Biogen, in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And 2.5 years ago, the drug was approved by the FDA. 5 clinical trials have shown how effective this drug can be, particularly when started early. Instead of becoming progressively weaker and dying, children with spinal muscular atrophy on the treatment get stronger month by month by month. Now, genetic testing of all newborn babies, has been implemented in 12 states because those identified and started on treatment early enough, before they start to become weak, can potentially lead normal lives, effectively cured of their disease. This newborn screening is now recommended in federal guidelines, and it will soon be available throughout the United States. This is a nearly miraculous treatment, and there's more to come. A group at Ohio State and Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio, has developed gene replacement therapy that is very effective in babies with spinal muscular atrophy. This treatment has been developed by another biotech company and is now pending FDA review. And 2 large pharmaceutical companies have small molecules that, unlike nusinersen and the gene therapy, can be taken orally rather than by injection. And preliminary results indicate that they may be just as effective. Still, there is more to do. A graduate student working in our lab, Audrey Winkelsas, has spinal muscular atrophy, and she is wheelchair dependent and very weak from the disease. Audrey agreed to let me talk with you about her experience. Nusinersen is not as effective in adult patients like her as it is in infants and children. Audrey's PhD thesis project is focused on her own disease. She is working with others in our lab at the NIH in collaboration with Oxford University to find new ways to correct the deficiency in survival motor neuron protein, to further enhance the effect of the drug nusinersen. Her results so far have been very encouraging. Audrey is courageous and persistent in pursuit of her goal, and I believe she is a good model for all of us. By helping herself, she is helping others. As Marcus Aurelius said over 1,800 years ago, to be of use to others is in our very nature. As I mentioned earlier, genes have now been found for over 6,200 human hereditary diseases. As of today, we have targeted genetic treatment for spinal muscular atrophy and a few others, but there are at least 6,195 to go. There is certainly much important work to be done in following the path that worked for this disease to make safe, effective, and affordable treatment available to all patients who can benefit from it in the United States and elsewhere. So, as the saying goes, carpe diem, seize the day. I encourage you to take full advantage of the opportunities that are before all of you to reduce the burden for everyone who is affected by disease and their families tomorrow and the next day and in all the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fischbeck. The following awards recognize outstanding PhD degree candidates who have maintained a high level of academic performance and were selected based on their academic and research achievements as well as their research publications. The Biochemistry Dissertation Research Recognition Award. This award is made to the graduate student in the Department of Biochemistry who has received national or international recognition of his dissertation research and who has been selected for oral presentation at a major national or international meeting. This award is presented to Shri Ganesh Ramachandra Rao, a PhD candidate from the biochemistry program for his dissertation entitled Studies of the Role of Sterile and Non-Sterile Isoprenoids in Retinal Health and Disease. The Dennis Higgins Award for PhD dissertation research in pharmacology and toxicology is presented to a PhD graduate who has been mentored by a faculty member in the Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology in recognition of outstanding dissertation research and academic accomplishments. The department looks for these academic accomplishments combined with a spirit of collegiality and community service, reflecting the values exemplified by the late Dr. Dennis Higgins, who was a professor of pharmacology and toxicology. This award is presented to Carrie Price, a PhD candidate from the pharmacology program, for a dissertation entitled The Regulation of Ion Channels by Magi-1, Implications in Pain. The Bishop Neuroscience Thesis Award. This award is given to the graduating neuroscience doctoral student who best exemplifies the values and scholarships of Dr. Beverly Bishop, a distinguished teaching professor at UB for over 50 years. This includes the 3 benchmarks of academic leadership: devotion to research excellence, commitment to teaching, and demonstrated community service. This award is presented to Lakeisha Luder, a PhD candidate from the neuroscience program, for her dissertation entitled Characterization of Novel Alpha-2 and Alpha-3 Subtype Selective GABA-A Positive Allosteric Modulators. The Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences Dean's Award for Outstanding Dissertation Research. This competitive award recognizes an outstanding dissertation by a graduate student in the school, as well as a distinguished academic record and curriculum vitae that includes publications, abstracts, and presentations. This award is presented to Lucy Kafkova, a PhD candidate in microbiology program, for her dissertation entitled Functional Characterization of T. brucei protein, arginine methyltransferase. Unfortunately, Lucy couldn't be here with us, so we'll accept this award on her behalf. I'd like to now invite Dr. Richard Hirschberger to the stand, please.
Good morning and congratulations to all the soon-to-be graduates. The title of the dissertation for this awardee is in your program. Allow me to translate. Our immune system has 2 parallel tracks. In the microenvironment in a tumor, these 2 tracks interact. Unfortunately, one of the tracts is turning off the other tract. We have drugs against this tract, so we can test whether turning off this track lets the other track work better at fighting cancer. That only took about 5 years to figure out. But for her work in this field, this awardee has done accomplished about everything we could ask a graduate student to do. Multiple first author research articles, multiple first author review articles of the scientific literature, a patent application, multiple awards and presentations at national meetings, and a clinical trial that's ramping up. And in her spare time, she went to Washington to do a fellowship in public policy. So in recognition for her research and many other ways that she's helped Roswell Park and our cancer patients, I present this year's award to Kelly Single.
morning. At this time, we would like to proceed by recognizing several undergraduate students with awards for their academic achievements. The following awards recognize outstanding undergraduate degree candidates who have maintained a high level of academic performance and were selected based on their campus and community involvement. Each recipient will be presented with a monetary gift from his or her respective program director on behalf of the department and can be identified by the blue cords they are wearing. So as I call out your name, please come up to the stage and accept your reward. For biochemistry, Stephen Carroll. Stephen is unable to join us today. For biomedical sciences, Lauren Smith. For biotechnology, Lindsay Carlson. Lindsay was unable to make it today. For medical technology, Gabrielle Servo. For nuclear medicine technology, Priscilla Benasipi. For pharmacology and toxicology, Morgan Nasliak. The undergraduates that we would like to recognize at this time are the 2019 recipients of the SUNY Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence. This is the highest honor bestowed upon an undergraduate student within the system, as it recognizes them for the integration of academic excellence with other aspects of their lives. The Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences is proud to announce 2 SUNY Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence winners. When I read your name, please stand at your seat and be recognized. Jacob Blaisdell. Catherine O'Donnell. Congratulations to our award winners. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Dean Kane back up to the stage for the PhD candidates.
To the graduating class, it's time to graduate. So will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please rise and remain at your seats? Provost Zukoski, on behalf of the faculty of the university, I have the honor of recognizing these candidates. They have met all of the requirements of the university and are recommended to you by the faculty for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Thank you, Dr. Kane. Is there a chance we could get the lights on our graduates down here so we could see them? Perfect. All right. This is it, folks. By the authority of the trustees and the chancellor of the State University of New York, and the council and the faculty of the University at Buffalo, I now confer upon each of you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2019. Degree candidates will be called to the stage to be congratulated. I'll read their name, department, and the title of their PhD thesis.